Being a protector and provider don't mean squat. You know, it's very limited nowadays too. You can't really do. What are you gonna protect? What are you gonna do? God forbid. Let's say you got a daughter. Your daughter, gets beat something. She gets taken or whatever. She gets raped, or your girlfriend gets raped. Somebody that's close to you, that's a woman, and she gets all, taken advantage of. And what do you got to do? You can say, oh, well, we'll get up a posse and do that shit, but that's all just bullshit words that people just say. Just like how people say that, rapists and pedophiles get dealt with in prison, which don't make any sense. Because, the moment somebody does something wrong, oh, they better watch out for Debo. He want to play in that boy's booty. Man, if a male rapist can operate that comfortably and that out in the open, what in the hell you think they're going to have against a rapist that are raping women, folks? It makes no sense. It's illogical. As well as gangs run prison. And a lot of gangs got rapists and pedophiles within them. A lot of minors that be forced into prostitution, guess how they were forced into prostitution? By gangs. So again, another illogical thing because it doesn't align with the reality at hand. So it's just words. So you can say that you'll go out and you'll go find all this stuff, but you know what you gotta do? You gotta take out your phone. You gotta dial 911, just like every other goddamn man. If you go out and take it on your own, you'll be evil because you're seeking revenge, even though there's no difference between revenge and justice. You will go to prison. Just like Tito Ortiz, who went after that pedophile. And now he's in prison because he was fulfilling the role. He was fulfilling his role of being a protector, of being a provider. Even in the self-defense cases in which you have the ability to actually carry out the protector and provider role, which is even in and of itself very limited. You still have to follow certain rules and regulations. You're not the man in that situation. There was a reason the old cats back then, the old folks, the old generation back then called the big god governments the man. Because that's the only man that exists. Every other man that's existing within the society or the system is already obsolete. Everybody worrying about all these AI robots taking their jobs and making men obsolete and all that type of stuff. Dude, look at this. Hear what I'm saying. If your daughter gets raped, if your girlfriend gets raped, you gotta call the police. You can't protect her. This is how limited your nature is within the system that is killing you. You have, all you can do without facing consequences is call 911, letting the man take care of it, and hugging and what they call that type of stuff, condoling, or what they call comforting your wife or your girlfriend or your daughter. That's all you'll be able to do, really. And speak about your outrage, start a GoFundMe, do all this type of stuff. But none of that that's not, I would say even that's disjustice, damn it. That's disjustice now. But you're hold back in the name of justice so they can play law. It's hilarious. And most people don't want men to be protectors, especially women folk and men who be like, a woman shouldn't be submitting to a man and stuff like that. They don't even know what the hell they're talking about. They don't even know why the submission is there in the first place. Imagine that you're a parent. If you're already a parent, this is beautiful. Now, if you're a parent, are you just going to protect your children physically? No, you're going to protect your child in the mental, physical, spiritual, as well as emotional sense, and prepare them for the outside world, in which you will guide them and give them righteous judgment. And you you giving them righteous judgment and guiding them, you expect them to follow what you have told them, aka submitting unto your rulership. You expect them to submit unto your ways and what you teach them and what you're bringing them up to be. The same thing with a man and a woman. But you can't, any woman that rejects submitting unto any man that she wants to be with rejects his protection already. It ain't nothing rocket science type of thing. This is a very simple thing that can be understood. All you gotta do is look at it in the analogy that I just provided, and you'll be like, oh, well, it rains on goddamn bill. But that's what it is. The protection of is so limited. That's why people always try to grasp hold of things. Well, real man is this, real man is that, real man is this. Or if you don't know how to fix a car tire, you're not a real man. If you don't know how to skateboard and do a kickflip, you're not a real man. If you don't know, it's just silly. That's why it just became something society uses to shame men into doing whatever society wants men to become or be or do. A real man. Look. I am a real man. Like, if I go right now and commit a crime, guess what they're going to describe me as? Something man, something man. They're going to say my race, height, all that type of stuff, man. You say you, man. I don't give a damn what you done. You can be a rapist, you can be a murderer, you can be a high school scholar, you can be a football player, you can be a gangster, you can be something, you can be nothing. You're still gonna be a man. Just like a dog can be a rabid dog, a dog with rabies, a dog that had a bad home, a starving dog, a stray dog, an in-house dog, a dog on a chain, but it's still a daggone dog, It's ridiculous. But anyways, it's just, even the people that preach the real man stuff, they don't know. They're already obsolete. They're already out of the requirements of what they think the image is, or what the image is. A real man is a protector, or is a provider. You already failed on that. Every man within the system failed on that. Because due to the system that's at hand, you're already limited. You're going to step into your protector provider role, like we said. You can't step fully onto it, or you want to end up like Cain Velasquez in prison.